Hey, welcome to Okay, so listen. I have a question for you. Do you want to be more alert throughout the day? Do you want to be happier? Do you want to be more productive? Do you want to be more present? Would you like to feel better on a regular basis? I've got the answer for all of these questions today. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be sexy. It's not some magic pill that's going to solve all your problems. It's not an app you can download, and it is going to require some effort and discipline. The best thing that you can do that will make an immediate impact in your life and make a difference on all those areas that I just mentioned is moving. Moving is going to increase your alertness, your happiness. It's going to increase your productivity, and you're just going to feel better on a regular basis. Now, today we're going to talk about physical activity specifically. Now, what you didn't hear me say was exercise. Exercise is a form of physical activity, but it's not your only option. Everyone is different in their preferences when it comes to exercise or movement. But today we're really going to cover the benefits of just moving in any way, shape, or form. And I'm really going to cover why you need to start doing that today. Okay, so listen. So in my intro video on the core 5 healthy habits that you need to get right, I talked about how despite basically everybody knowing the benefits of physical activity, not that many people are moving. Just as a recap, did you know that 28% of the world population is struggling with physical activity? And roughly half of the population in the US isn't moving enough. That's a lot of people. That's millions of people. And so I challenge you to ask yourself if you're one of those millions of people that aren't moving enough. I'm sure some of you are familiar with the negative consequences of what research calls sedentary behavior, or otherwise known as not moving enough. I've looked into this extensively because it's my topic for my doctoral dissertation. I want to understand what I can do or what we can do to help people reduce their sedentary behavior and start moving more and feeling better. So here's what happens when you're too sedentary and you're not moving enough. From a physical perspective, you're going to increase your chances of obesity, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and lots of musculoskeletal issues from being in a seated or laying down position too much. Financially, this is going to lead to healthcare costs. And honestly, a lack of physical activity really negatively impacts your mental health as well. Research has shown that those who aren't moving enough on a regular basis are at an increased risk for depression and anxiety. Maybe you're here watching this because you'd like to avoid everything I just mentioned, or maybe you're dealing with some of these things and it's time to take action to reduce those issues and to start to feel better. Well, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about the rest of the benefits to moving your body more, and then I'm going to give you some tips to help you get started. Most people know the basics of the benefits of physical activity, such as weight loss and muscle gain when you exercise. But what a lot of people don't realize is physical activity, moving in some way, shape, or form each day, can actually help with so many other areas of your life, so many different parts of your brain, if you just move a little bit. So let's talk about those cognitive benefits of movement. When you move, your brain creates this stuff or produces this stuff called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And what that fancy word means is it's basically Miracle-Gro for your brain. BDNF is the stuff that helps you produce more neurons in your brain. When your brain creates more neurons, you then use those neurons to remember information, learn new things. It actually results in increased brain volume, which means you are more likely to remember things and you are more likely to learn new things. It also becomes easier to regulate your emotions, and it boosts your decision-making skills. And when you start moving now, all of those benefits extend into later parts of your life. The more you move, the more BDNF that you create, the more neurons that you use, the more alert you are and the more in the know you are, longer in life. It helps you fend off issues with dementia and some of those late life cognitive decline issues that you might get. Moving now and getting that BDNF going now sets you up for success long term. Physical activity also helps you get this great cascade of other neurotransmitters that make you feel happy. And we're chasing these all the time. It's dopamine, it's serotonin. These neurotransmitters, these chemicals are the things that we're chasing to feel better, and you can get them by simply moving more on a regular basis. Now, the issue that I'm seeing is most people know this information, or at least you can Google it. You can Google, like, what are the benefits of physical activity? But the question is, based on everybody knowing that this stuff is better for you, we still have half the US population not moving enough. So what's the problem here? Why aren't people moving more when they know the benefits of movement? So here we're going to move a little bit out of the research and into my speculations on what the heck's going on. I have two hypotheses. The first one is people just aren't motivated to move that much. It might be because their jobs are more sedentary, they're on a computer, or they're too busy throughout the day with kids and everything else going on to implement some form of regular movement into the day. My second hypothesis is I think when people hear movement or physical activity, they hear exercise, and you think that you have to be in the sweaty fetal position in a gym in order to receive the benefits that I just described. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do that in order to receive those benefits. You don't have to go and kill yourself in the gym to feel better, get the neurotransmitter kick that'll make you feel happier, help with emotion regulation, and get that BDNF that we were talking about. You don't have to do that kind of workout to get those benefits. If you're starting from ground zero and movement or physical activity isn't a big part of your life right now, you don't have to take some giant step and start running 5 miles a day or going and lifting all the weights you can find at the gym. I want you to know that step one doesn't even have to be signing up for a gym membership. Now, it can be, but if you're seeking those cognitive and general life health benefits of movement, it doesn't have to be. What I want you to start with is just 20 to 30 minutes of some form of movement today on a regular basis, 3 times a week even. Some options could be going for a walk or using a walking treadmill. Try just using the stairs at work instead of the elevator. If you're at home, pause for 5 minutes between episodes of your favorite show and do some walking laps around your living room. You could be super creative about this. You can make it fun. You're allowed to. For example, my fiance got me an Echo bike for Christmas. If you don't know what that is, it's a self-propelled bike. There's no motor or anything like that. It's a fan bike that you have to move for yourself. Yay me, right? I put it in the living room, right behind the couch where I can see the TV, and I ride it while I watch episodes of The Office. I'm not going fast. I'm not trying to kill myself in a workout. I'm just moving. I also have a walking treadmill that I use when I'm at work. I have a remote job that keeps me at a desk 8 hours a day. So in order to help me move while I work, I have a standing desk that I raise, and I put my walking treadmill underneath it. I try to walk for an hour a day while I answer my emails or do some smaller tasks that don't require too much concentration and definitely not too much typing, because I have not mastered walking on the treadmill and typing yet. Once you pick the few different things you might do to increase movement throughout the day, the next goal is just to do it more consistently. Try to do it 3 to 4 days a week to start. That means not just once a day and not just today after you watch this video. Set yourself up for success and set some consistency into your weekly schedule. You need to make a plan to get up and move often. If you're already an exerciser, then you're probably already a strong advocate for everything I've been saying so far. I encourage you to keep up your consistency and find additional ways that you can keep moving around your workouts to continue to get benefits throughout the day. Now, I'm an avid exerciser. I work out 5 days a week, but that's an isolated period of time that I work out. The rest of the day, I'm working at a computer sitting down. So for me, and maybe for my other avid exercisers out there, you need to come up with ways to continue to move lightly throughout the day to get some of those cognitive and alertness benefits that can help you at work and while you're doing the other things that you're doing throughout life. Okay, let's go back to my first hypothesis. All that information I just gave you is really about my second hypothesis around people thinking they have to die in a workout to get the benefits of movement. Let's go back to my first hypothesis where we talk about motivation to move more. Can I just first say, I totally get it. We're all busy. We all have lives. We all have to work. We all have families to take care of and other responsibilities. It's hard to add a treadmill in and walk when you're trying to get shit done. And sometimes you just want to sit on the couch. You've had a stressful day and you don't want to move anymore. But the benefits are there. If you can just get yourself up and moving, you will feel better once you do it. I want to change your perspective about this a little bit so that you don't dread movement and you see it for the benefits that it will have. If you didn't already, after watching this video, you should know the benefits of movement. Think about it from the perspective of how much better you'll feel going into work, taking care of your family, taking care of your other responsibilities after you put some movement into your day, because you will feel more alert, you will feel more energized, you will feel happier, and you will be able to remember information better because of that movement that you did. This can help with kids too. If you're in a bad mood and you go for a walk, you might come back with some improved ability to regulate your emotions and enjoy that time with the family after a long day. Movement is going to help you do the other things you want to do even better. It's that old phrase of you have to help yourself before you can help others. The better you take care of yourself, the better you can take care of the other responsibilities you have in your life. By prioritizing yourself, you will have success in these other areas of life. So I want you to try to nudge yourself towards movement. And what I mean by nudge is set your environment up for success, to move. My Echo bike sits in my living room. My treadmill is right here by my desk so I can see it and remind myself to walk. Make sure you block time on your calendar to go for that walk. All of these things are reminders and ways to remind yourself to get some movement in throughout the day. And again, get creative. Make it fun. Movement and physical activity does not have to be miserable. It does not have to be something you dread. Just get up and move your body and just start noticing how much better you feel throughout the day. Let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.